Health Focus is brought to you by National Medical Stores, NMS, passionate about your life.
Mwesigye is known for many reasons depending on who you speak to, but she's also Uganda's first female aeronautical engineer. A high achiever, Mwesigye has inspired many, especially girls who look up to her. In one of the interviews with a local newspaper, she expressed the value of good and quality education as a backbone to her excellence, among other factors. Mwesigye has served in several influential positions at a global level, and she advocates for gender parity. According to the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, gender bias in STEM-related subjects and the lack of women has already been adequately recorded and reported. Uganda has not conducted such a study yet, but the president has since taken a stance towards promoting sciences in the country with measures like increasing salaries for science teachers. But the performance in schools is still wanting. This is evident from the 2019 USCE results. Science subjects tallied the most poor results.
For female candidates, the figure is even less than 10%. This is a persistent trend that needs to be addressed urgently to ensure that the nation has sufficient numbers of learners in science disciplines.
In an era when women are increasingly prominent in medicine, law and business, why are there so few women scientists and engineers?
The challenge is further training, especially in a field like the one that I do, which can discourage someone because they say, I don't want to leave my family, I want to stay behind.
So when I was doing my bachelor's, I was not married, so I probably didn't feel the challenges then. As I got into my master's, I got married, so I had other obligations apart from my work. And my spouse is a non-medical person, so it's not like he understands what's in my field, and I cannot, you cannot expect too much of that person or put all your burden on that person. You need to also meet their needs as well. And going forward, then we had a family. So then I become a mom, and you also have other obligations to fulfill.
The limitations that come with, what you want to do for the patient, but you can't do. Because, for example, you may want to do a blood test, and the patient says, I don't have money. And then it's difficult to make a decision of how you're going to treat the patient without the help of the blood test. But you have to maybe use your experience and intuition. So it's challenging practicing medicine in Uganda, but we try to do the best that we can.
In Kamwokya, Barbara Birungi set up a maker space where she trains girls in information communication technology and coding, along with other skills like entrepreneurship and business studies. She says girls appear to lose interest in STEM subjects with age.
Simply because of the biases that have been created around it. When you look at mainstream media, for example, let's look at the movie industry. When you look at who's acting roles of scientists, of mathematicians, it's usually men that are being portrayed. But also women face a unique challenge of having to take care of their families once either they get married or they're old enough to do that.
When you're out there and you've gotten maybe your qualification, there is still that hidden sort of unwritten, can I call it, rule that when you're a woman, you may not achieve as well as a man. So you find that a woman has got to work extra hard to really prove herself.
These women in STEM say they want to see more flexible working practices to support them.
Create more opportunities for the women, because I believe women are dedicated once the conditions are right. Simple things like be accommodative of when her family is expanding. Is there a possibility of you having nurseries at work so that she is able still to do her work and have her baby close by and take care of her babies? Simple initiatives that keep them motivated to still perform excellently at work.
We need more female mentors. We need to be recognized that actually a female can also make it in life. and also have those opportunities brought closer.
By creating policy about equal employment and following those up to ensure that employers are not necessarily discriminating against women. And we also need to look at our education sector. What are we teaching? Is it relevant in today's technology world? Is it relevant in today's STEM world? And so ensuring that what we are teaching our young people is relevant for the world, and that way it is easy for them to get into employment so that they increase the number of women that we have in tech.
Studies conducted in the United Kingdom between 31st January and 5th February 2020 show that closing the gender gap in the STEM field is likely to increase a country's GDP per capita. The women here share a similar sentiment because of the opportunities that lie therein.
Technology presents some of the hugest opportunities for us to solve this unemployment crisis that we're facing in Uganda, and also solving some of Uganda's longest standing challenges in any sector: agriculture, health, education, across the board basically.
When we have opportunities like Thrive is providing that can allow women to both develop in their career and still do what they need to do in terms of their responsibility at home and community, then I think that we encourage more women to take on this path other than asking them to choose one over the other.
As we reflect on how close we are to achieving gender parity on International Women's Day, we have to start with a deeper understanding of how workplace cultures can foster discrimination and how this affects diversity in organizations. Walter Mwesigye, NTV.
National Medical Stores, NMS, passionate about your life, with support from the Ministry of Health. Procure, store and distribute essential medicine and medical supplies to all government health facilities in